Well, hello guys. It's Gracie and I. We're back again today to do some reading with y'all. I hope everyone's staying healthy and well, and that you're practicing reading at home. And you can even read to your own animals, your own pets, and I know they would enjoy it like Gracie does. Today, we're going to read from a book called Henny Penny. This is an old book. One day, Henny Penny wandered into the woods for nuts. A big acorn fell from a tree and hit her feathered head. Cut, 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 squawked poor Henny Penny. Oh, goodness, the skies are falling. Surely I must go and tell the king. She thought he ought to know about it. Looks like an acorn hit her on the head. She thought the sky was falling. Yes, Gracie, I see you. So she hurried along. In a little while, she met Ducky Lucky. Quack, 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 called Ducky Lucky. Good morning to you, Henny Penny. And where are you going this fine day? Oh, dear me, Ducky Lucky, cried Henny Penny. I went into the woods to gather nuts, and a piece of the sky fell on my feathered head. I'm on my way to tell the king that the skies are falling. There's Ducky Lucky, and Henny Penny. Oh, what a dreadful thing! Quack, quack, exclaimed Ducky Lucky. Do you mind if I come along with you? Not at all, said Henny Penny. We will both go and tell the king. So they hurried along, and whom should they meet but Goosey Lucy? Honk, 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 called out Goosey Lucy. Good morning, and where are the two of you going this fine day? Oh, dearie me, Goosey Lucy, cried Ducky Lucky. Henny Penny went into the woods to gather nuts, and a piece of the sky fell upon her feathered head. We're on our way to tell the king that the skies are falling. Oh, what a dreadful thing! Honk, honk, exclaimed Goosey Lucy. Do you mind if I come along with you? Not at all, said Ducky Lucky. All three of us will go and tell the king. Here they are. There's Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, and Henny Penny. They're all going to go talk to the king. So they hurried along, and whom should they meet but Gander Lander? Squawk, 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 called Gander Lander. Good morning, and where are the three of you going this fine day? Oh, dearie me, Gander Lander, cried Goosey Lucy. Henny Penny went into the woods to gather nuts, and a piece of the sky fell upon her feathered head. We're on our way to tell the king that the skies are falling. There they go. There's Gander Lander joining them. Oh, what a dreadful thing! Squonk, squonk, exclaimed Gander Lander. Do you mind if I come along with you? Not at all, said Goosey Lucy. All four of us will go and tell the king. So they all hurried along, and whom should they meet but Turkey Lurkey? Gobble, 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 called Turkey Lurkey, stretching out his long neck. Good morning, and where are the four of you going this fine day? See that, Gracie? Oh, dearie me, Turkey Lurkey, cried Gander Lander. Henny Penny went into the woods to gather nuts, and a piece of the sky fell upon her feathered head. We're on our way to tell the king the skies are falling. Oh, what a dreadful thing! Gobble, gobble, exclaimed Turkey Lurkey. Do you mind if I come along with you? Not at all, said Gander Lander. All five of us will go and tell the king. So there's Turkey Lurkey. Now he's going to join. See that, Gracie? Turkey Lurkey's going to join. So they all hurried along, and whom should they meet but Foxy Loxy. Good morning to you, my pretty friends, called Foxy Loxy, smiling slyly upon them all. Where are the 5 of you going in such a hurry this fine day? Oh, dearie me, Foxy Loxy, cried Turkey Lurkey. Henny Penny went into the woods to gather nuts, and a piece of the sky fell upon her feathered head. We're on our way to tell the king that the sky's a-falling. Oh, what a dreadful thing, exclaimed Foxy Loxy. But he smiled as though it might not be such a dreadful thing after all. And was Henny Penny standing near the big oak tree at the edge of the woods, may I ask? That was just the place, cried Henny Penny. Ah, I thought so, said Foxy Loxy. I was there yesterday, and I thought the sky looked rather weak. The king should know about it, but are you sure that you know the way to his palace? Here's Foxy Loxy. I think he might be up to something. What do you think? Turkey Lurkey looked at Gander Lander. Gander Lander looked at Goosey Lucy. Goosey Lucy looked at Ducky Lucky. Ducky Lucky looked at Henny Penny, and Henny Penny shook her head. Then I shall lead you to it, said Foxy Loxy, and he licked his lips hungrily. I can find the king's palace for you very easily. Just follow me, and we'll go and tell him that the sky's a-falling. So Foxy Loxy led the way. They all hurried along and soon came to a big hole that went beneath the roots of a tree. Now this was really the door to Foxy Loxy's den, but he smiled and said, This is a short way to the king's palace. I shall go in first, and you must follow me one at a time. Then you will all be in the presence of the king to tell him that the sky's a-falling. Henny Penny and all her companions promised to do just as he said. So Foxy Loxy smiled slyly and went on into his burrow. There he waited, thinking of what a fine dinner Henny Penny and her friends would make. See, there he goes, running in. Henny Penny started toward the big hole. Then all at once she remembered something. Oh, goodness me, she cried, stopping short. I have forgotten to lay my eggs today. There are enough of you to go and tell the king without me. Away went Henny Penny as fast as she could go. Ducky Lucky and Goosey Lucy and Gander Lander and Turkey Lurkey looked after her. Foxy Loxy knows the way to the king's palace, said Goosey Lucy. Let him tell the king that the sky's a-falling. I have my work to do, and I must get back to it at once. So must we, said all the others, and away they hurried. Foxy Loxy, back in his dark den, waited hungrily for Henny Penny and her friends to come. After a while, he began to wonder what could have happened, so he came out to look for them, and wasn't he surprised and angry? Foxy Loxy. He found them gone, every one of them. Henny Penny and Ducky Lucky and Goosey Lucy and Gander Lander and Turkey Lurkey. And thus it was that sly Foxy Loxy had to go without his fine dinner, and the king was never told that day that the sky was falling. Did you like that book? Henny Penny. Did you like that book, Gracie? Yeah, I think she liked it. Yeah, she did. Okay, let's read Leo, the Late Bloomer. This was another one of my kids' favorite books. Here's Leo. Leo couldn't do anything right. He couldn't read. He couldn't write. He couldn't draw. Look at that, Gracie. You like that book? He was a sloppy eater, and he never said a word. The owl says hoot. The elephant says thwomp. The snake says sss. The bird says peep. And the alligator goes crunch. And he never said a word. "What's the matter with Leo?" asked Leo's father. "Nothing," said Leo's mother. "Leo is just a late bloomer." "Better late than never," thought Leo's father. Here's Leo with his father. Every day, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. And every night, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. "Are you sure Leo's a bloomer?" asked Leo's father. "Patience," said Leo's mother. "A watch bloomer doesn't bloom." So Leo watched television instead of Leo. The snows came. Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. There they are in the snow. Like that, Gracie? Yeah, Gracie likes this one. The trees budded. Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. Then one day, in his own good time, Leo bloomed. He could read. He could write. He could draw. He ate neatly. He also spoke, and it wasn't just a word, it was a whole sentence. And that sentence was, "I made it." That's a good story, isn't it? Everybody kind of does things at their own pace and at different times. Just like Leo. Okay, let's read The Hungry Caterpillar. This is a good one. This is one of my kids' favorites too. And Gracie likes this one. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. See, there it is. It's so tiny. Did you see that, Gracie? One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and a very hungry caterpillar. Do you see that, Gracie? It's right there. Yeah, a very hungry caterpillar with a great big sun. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. 1, 2. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums. He was still hungry. 1, 2, 3. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. 1, 2, 3, 4. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of a watermelon. That night, he had a stomachache. Look at all that food. Cake, ice cream, pickle, cheese, sausage, lollipop, cherry pie, cupcake, watermelon. Wow. No wonder he had a stomachache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now, he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon and pushed his way out. Look at him. Man, he really grew, didn't he? And there's his cocoon that he wrapped around himself. And he was a beautiful butterfly. Look at that. The end. That's a good story, too. Okay. Let's see. Let's do the clumsy cowboy. This was actually my husband's book that he read when he was little from 1969. It's old. Once there was a cowboy. His name was Clyde. Clyde was glad to be a cowboy. But he had one wish. Over here. Up here, Gracie. She's getting a snack. He did wish he could stay on his horse. I'm done. Come over here. Come here. When the horse ran away, Clyde fell off this way. Uh-oh, he fell off. Oh, no. When the horse walked, Clyde fell off this way. When the horse stopped, Clyde fell off this way. And once he fell off when the horse was standing still. Everybody called him Clumsy Clyde. Gracie, move to this side. This made Clyde very sad. There must be a way to stay on my horse, asked Clyde. Maybe this will help. Let's go, horse, he said, and his horse began to run. But Clyde did not stay on. There must be a way to stay on my horse, said Clyde. Maybe this will help. Looks like he's putting some glue on there. Let's go, horse, he said, and the horse began to run. But Clyde fell off again. Oh my, said Clyde, I can't ride to town, so I'll just have to walk. But 1 foot went this way and 1 foot went that way, and everybody laughed at Clumsy Clyde. Oh my, said Clyde, I can't ride. And I can't walk. How can I go to town? Just then, something went bump. It's like a cow. It was Daisy. Big, fat Daisy, the cow. Clyde looked at Daisy. He liked her. Daisy looked at Clyde. She liked him. You are the one for me, said Clyde. I know I can stay on you. There they are, riding into town on Daisy. And off they went to town. Clyde was very happy. Look at me, he said. I can ride. Every day, Clyde rode Daisy all around the town. Sometimes they went where Clyde wanted to go. Sometimes they went where Daisy wanted to go. Sometimes they did not go at all. They looked so funny and everybody laughed at them. But Clyde was happy. Daisy was happy too. One day, two men came to town and they had big guns. They went into the bank. Hands up, they said. Everybody in the bank saw the guns and they put up their hands. The men took the money and all the money in the bank and then they went out the door. But just then, Clumsy Clyde and Daisy came by and they saw the men. Stop, Daisy, said Clyde. We must do something. Daisy stopped. The men did not see her, and they went bump. They thought her horns were guns. She's got both of her horn and eat the back of each man's back. Hands up, said Clyde. Drop your guns. The men stood still, and up went their hands, and down went their guns. Daisy picked up the men, and this is how she did it. She picked them up with her horns. Let's go, Daisy, Clyde said. Let's go to the jail. Everybody ran out to look at Clumsy Clyde, and the men, this time, they did not laugh. Clyde took the men to the jail, and he gave them to the sheriff. He gave the money to the bank man. Thank you, Clyde, said the sheriff. Thank you, Clyde, said the bank man. Thank you, Clyde, said everybody. Don't thank me, said Clyde. The one to thank is Daisy. Ride 'em, cowboy, they said, and no one called him Clumsy Clyde again. That's a good story. Well, it looks like it's the end of our time for today. I hope you are doing well, and I hope everybody's healthy and happy, and you're working hard with your schoolwork, and especially practicing that reading. I know you're doing well, and I look forward to seeing you again. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.